This is the cradle of history for the Pacific Northwest. There are many, many stories here that span many decades. And that's what really one place across time means.
It's inspirational to think that I'm sitting here in what was General Marshall's home office. Sitting in the same space that he sat in is enough to send a tingle up your spine.
The Fort Vancouver National Historic Site is truly special. It's one of only a handful of national park sites found within a major metropolitan area. Spanning 366 acres, and with 1 million people coming here every year, operating the park is challenging and expensive. So in 1998, the Fort Vancouver National Trust was formed to help preserve and promote this historical icon.
The role of the trust is really to serve the interests of the site as a whole, but we do that through a partnership with the City of Vancouver, National Park Service, State of Washington. We develop and manage Officers Row and the West Barracks. We provide educational services. Pearson Air Museum is also an operation that is operated under the umbrella of the trust.
It's really important that we continue to have that side-by-side relationship, working, if you will, hand in glove. They share our mission, they support us. So partnership is key. And if you look at this place, it's magical.
From the 4th of July to Kids Digs, the Fort Vancouver National Trust supports a wealth of programs that connect people to the site and their heritage.
So what does that look like to you?
A gun shop.
I think before you know where you're going, you've got to learn where you came from. And I think the programs that we have here, particularly for children, help them to understand what their heritage is, what their families did when they were, generations back. And it helps them learn how to become responsible citizens and to treasure their history, but to also go forward in new and more positive ways.
Appreciate it. He was very well applied this summer.
The vintage baseball games are a huge hit. The programs wouldn't be possible if it weren't for the history that's unfolded here. The work the Trust performs in building restoration delivers a value to our community that's undeniable.
The partial restoration of the artillery barracks really serves for us as a model or a vision of what can be accomplished. And I am pleased to say that when people enter the barracks, not only are they stepping back in time, but they are truly astounded by the beauty of the barracks building itself. As Ed Lynch will tell you, there's no point in having any of this here. The buildings themselves don't mean a thing unless they're oriented to ultimately education.
That's the goal. And I like to think of the time when someone who visits here at 4 years old comes back here when they're 64 years old.
And learns to appreciate one place across time.
If it weren't for our forefathers and foremothers who came here and who developed this land and who created this place, none of us would be here today. And so I think it's important that we learn about it, we preserve it, and we support it.